उल्लंघ्य सिंधोः सलिलं सलीलं यशोकवह्निं जनकात्मजायाः आदाय तेनैव ददाह लंकां नमामि तं प्राञ्जलिराञ्जनेयम्. One of the most heart-rending, heart-wrenching episodes throughout the Ramayana is Sita's plight in Ashoka Vatika. Valmiki faithfully captures Sita's plight, and in the process, we also get to see how Valmiki manages to convey to us Sita Mata's grief and her sorry state, being imprisoned in Ashoka Vatika, through several similes and metaphors. Valmiki uses several similes and metaphors to convey Sita's plight to us. Veiled fortune, lovely lotus blackened with the fire of frost, a mighty army widowed of its brave soldiers, a river running dry, devoid of water, the glorious Vedic hymns losing their value through improper recitation, a sacred place polluted by impurity, a fair name ruined by slander, a she-elephant caught in the vice grip of a lion, a boat battered on the rough seas and sinking, a bright star fallen on the ground, brilliance and glory destroyed beyond recognition, a serene lotus pool ravaged by mad elephants. The list can go on. Valmiki uses several powerful, heart-rending similes and metaphors to convey to us the plight of Sita Mata. One may then ask, if Sundara Kanda is filled with Sita's grief, how come it is Sundara? How come this Kanda, which is filled with the grief of Lokamata, can actually be called Sundara? Now, we have seen several reasons for why this Kanda is celebrated as Sundara Kanda, but then looking at the amount of grief that gets covered, one may be tempted to ask this question: why this Kanda should be Sundara at all? No doubt there is a lot of Vishada in this Kanda. But what is important is not Vishada, but to know that that Vishada ends with Vijaya. That is why it is Sundara Kanda. We see how shloka can destroy any shoka. A shloka is so very powerful. Chanting of Ramanama is so very powerful that it can destroy any kind of shoka. That is the central message, and that is why this is Sundara Kanda. A shloka on the Uttama shloka can dispel all kinds of darkness. Bhagavan Rama is Uttama shloka. A shloka on that Uttama shloka is enough for us to journey from a state of Vishada to a state of Vijaya. So therefore, we see how Hanuman puts an end to Mother Sita's shoka in this very kanda. Hanuman now has almost, the word almost is important here, has almost achieved, fulfilled the purpose of his mission. He has conveyed Rama's message to Sita. He has passed on Rama's Anguliya to Sita, and in turn, he has also received Mother Sita's message and also her Chudamani. He is all now set to travel back. He's all set to travel back, but then Hanuman now decides that while he has put an end to Mother Sita's shoka, he also has the duty to start Ravana's shoka. That Ravana who instilled pain on Mother Sita, who is the cause of Mother Sita's shoka. It somehow strikes Hanuman that he should do something that would shake up Ravana. It is Ravana's time now to start facing the consequences of his wrong deeds. And therefore, in the next part of Sundarakanda, we see Hanuman's destructive capabilities. Now, one may once again ask this question: is there any room for any kind of violence in Sundarakanda? How can Sundarakanda, Sundara, the beautiful Kanda, have any violence at all? So we need to understand here that there is no glorification or glamorization of violence. There is only glorification of virtue. Sundara Hanuman is one who is endowed with several virtues that we have relished throughout this Kanda so far. His unparalleled humility, his attitude of service, self-mastery, thoughtfulness, truthfulness, simplicity, commitment, dedication. Of course, all of this grounded in bhakti. A similar, one more virtue of Hanuman's, which we are also going to see, is his fearless prowess to punish the wrongdoers in order to deter potential wrongdoers. Therefore, Sundarakanda presents Sundara Hanuman, who is, and through him presents a virtue-centered heroism, not violence-centered. Violence is only is incidental. The destruction of the wrong and the wrongdoers is incidental to the process of doing right and good. Hanuman is all set to take off. He has received Mother Sita's Chudamani. He has also received Mother Sita's abundant blessings. And now Sita has also given him a time and has set the clock ticking. And Mother Sita also, as a part of sending off Hanuman, says, "A Hanuman Simhasamkashau Bhratarau Ramalakshmanau Sugriva Yacha Atmanam Sarvambruya Anamayam." Now she says, "Hey Hanuman, immediately after you go back, please convey my inquiries. Convey my inquiries to everyone there, not just to Rama and Lakshmana, to Sugriva, to all his ministers, to all the entire Vanara army who have been tirelessly working for my sake. Convey my inquiries to one and all. And she also adds, Hey Hanuman, Yatacha Samahabahu Mam Tharayati Raghavaha Asmat Dukkambu Samrodhat Tat Samadhatu Marhasi. Please convey this message, this parting message. Let me give it to you, Hey Hanuman. You should make all efforts in such a manner that the mighty Rama will help me cross over not just this ordinary ocean, cross over the ocean of sorrow just caused due to my separation from him. Please do the needful immediately and ensure that Rama helps me cross over the ocean of sorrow. Mam Tharayati Raghavaha Asmat Dukkambu Samrodha. This Dukkha Sagara, I can only cross over with Rama's help. Please do the needful. Imam Chatibram Mamashoka Vegam Rakshobyevi Paripratsanam Cha Bruyat Turamasya Gatas Samipam Shivachate Advastu Haripravira. So now she's preparing Hanuman to go back, to fly back. Please apprise Rama of my grief, of this pain that I'm experiencing here in Ashoka Vatika. The kind of pain being inflicted on me by all these Rakshasas and Rakshasis and Ravana. Please convey this. And I think when you convey that, that alone is enough. I know that that alone will immediately move Rama to take the necessary steps. And she says, Shivastate dvastu Haripravira. Hey, Haripravira, happy journey to you. May you succeed in getting back to Rama immediately. Saraja Putriya Prativeditaha Tapikritatta Parikrishta Chetaha Tatalpasesham Prasamikshakaryam Dishamhi Udichim Manasajagama. Now Hanuman began to think as he took leave from Mother Sita, and as he was proceeding towards the northern direction, he also starts to think. So now that I have almost accomplished my mission, having met with Sita, conveyed the message to her, and also having obtained Chudamani to take it back to Rama, I think there is something a little bit more that I need to do. Hanuman starts to think on those lines. And then, Alpaseshamidam karyam drishtvaiyam asitikshana Trinupayan Atikramya Chatutta Ihat Drishyate. There are 4 ways to deal with the enemy. So this is what even Mother Sita conveyed to Hanuman earlier. So Hanuman starts to reflect on the 4 ways of dealing with the enemy, sowing dissent amongst the enemy ranks, using negotiation with them, giving gifts, and open assault. These are the 4 ways of dealing with. Now Hanuman starts to think, I should possibly look at what is the best possible way of dealing with the situation. Should I sow dissent, use negotiation, make gifts, or open assault? And then he tells himself, Nasama rakshasu gnaya kalpate Nanamatopachiteshu yujyate Nabheda sadhya valadetta janaha Parakramatyesha mameha rochate. In this case of these Rakshasas, Samagunaya, using the tactic of negotiation is not going to work at all. It's not practicable because they are not going to listen to any reasoning. So what is no point of applying the tactic of Samagunaya, negotiation. Anyway, looking at Lanka, which is endowed with so much of riches, There is no need, there is no point in using the tactic of dana. And nabheda sadhya. Again, they are very strong-headed. They're proud of their strength. So also the tactic of sowing dissent may also not work. So Hanuman tells himself, therefore, parakramatyesha mameva rochate. Therefore, possibly I only need to now demonstrate my parakrama, my prowess. Now, Hanuman is a wise Duta. Therefore, he also knows that it is important as a Duta to do two things. One, know a little bit more about the adversary, about the enemy, and also induce some kind of fear in the enemy camp before the actual war begins. So Hanuman knows that only then his mission will be 100% completed. So he starts thinking, Karye karmani nirdeshtaha yobahunyati sadhyate purvakarya virodhena sakaryam kuttumarhasi. There are different ways of going about accomplishing any job. The one who is successful knows not one way of doing a job, but multiple ways of doing the job. Very important. For true success, one should know multiple ways of carrying out. And somebody asked this question, what is the difference between something ordinary and extraordinary? What is the difference between an ordinary accomplishment and an extraordinary accomplishment? And the answer given was very simple. The difference between something ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. Nothing more, nothing less. So Hanuman here is thinking of what is that little extra that would make his accomplishment extraordinary. Nahyeka sadhako hetuhu swalpasya api iha karmanaha. Swalpasya, there is that little extra that still needs to be done here. Yohyattam bahuda vedasa samarthartha sadhane. Because if I go back by taking Mother Sita's message alone, yes, it is fulfillment of the mission, but I can possibly do a little bit more. I can be of great help to Rama and Sugriva by getting to know a little bit more about the adversary. And also at the same time, but also by giving a taste of his own medicine to Ravana. Because Ravana believes in instilling fear in the enemy camp. So let me also give a taste of his own medicine. So therefore, let me indulge in an activity which would accomplish this. Know more about Ravana and his army and their capabilities. And at the same time, also start to shake up Ravana's confidence. Let him also start feeling the heat. Let him also start suffering the consequences of his wrongdoing. Idamasya vishamsya nandanopamam uttama. He looked around. He looked around and he saw this beautiful Ashoka Vatika. We also saw how beautiful Ashoka Vatika is. This is Ravana's pride. Ravana's pride. Ashoka Vatika is possibly the most beautiful garden those days on planet Earth. Idam asya vishamsya nandanopamam uttamam manam netra manam kantam dhanadrumalatayutam. He looked around. The Vatika filled with glorious trees, beautiful flower-filled plants all over, ponds, lakes, and very serene, so very beautiful. And then a thought struck Hanuman. Idam vidham sayishyami shushkam vanagava analaha asmim bhagne tathak kopam karshyati saravanaha. Hanuman immediately knew where to hit Ravana. This is Ravana's pride, no doubt. If I have to somehow hit Ravana's ego, this possibly is the beginning point. This is where I should begin. If I can destroy this beautiful place that in one way or the other would destroy Ravana's peace. Ravana would become mad. And this is exactly what Hanuman wanted to achieve. Shake him out. So that when he gets into a state of madness, Ravana will do all kinds of foolish things. And this is one way to ensure that the enemy is weakened. The Hanuman here starts thinking on those lines. Tato marutavat kruddho marutihi bhima vikramaha. Immediately Valmiki starts explaining how Hanuman went about executing that plan. Tato marutavat kruddho marutihi bhima vikramaha urvegena mahata guman kshep. Immediately growing in size, Hanuman began the task of devastation of that beautiful Ashoka Vatika. Hanuman began to ravage the garden. Soon, all upright structures began to collapse. Trees were either uprooted or were half broken. Ponds, bridges, benches, fountains, all were plundered. Flowering plants were all uprooted, all destroyed. The most scenic garden, all of a sudden, in a jiffy, turned almost into a cemetery. All the people around were shocked and they started to run hither and thither. And the people began, Lankavasis began to flee. Until then, many of the Rakshasis were in slumber, were all asleep. Tata Pakshi Ninadena Vrikshapange Swanena Cha Bahuvatrasa Sambhranta Sarve Lankarivasinaha. All Lankarivasis, there was all clamor all over, loud noises. The Hanuman was, as he engaged in uprooting the trees and plundering the gardens, was making thundering noises, and the birds and the bees were all scattered, getting scattered all around and making all kinds of noises. Tato gataya nidraya rakchaso vikrutanana tatvanam dadrish pragnam tam chaviram mahakapi. Looking at the Mahakapi, looking at that massive form of Hanuman who is engaged in destroying the Ashoka Vatika, the Rakshasis who woke up from slumber were all terrified. Looking at that, looking at the heroic Vanara. Sata Drishta Mahabahu Mahasatto Mahabala. These Rakshasis have never seen anyone like that before. So they have seen mighty Rakshasas, but they have not seen a Vanara, a glorious Vanara, effortlessly engaged in plundering the beautiful Ashoka Vatika. Chakara Sumuhat Rupam Rakshasinam Bhayavaha. How fear began to grip even those mighty Rakshasis. Those Rakshasis who were trying to instill fear in Mother Sita, now that fear began to grip them. They started screaming, running all over. It seems, looking at Hanuman, the Rakshasis were screaming, running and screaming out, Hari, Hari, Hari. Incidentally, the word Hari means monkey, but obviously we all know the word Hari also means Bhagavan Hari, Mahavishnu. So they all started running and screaming, Hari, Hari, Hari. So Hanuman was delighted looking at the Rakshasis running around and chanting Harinama. What else would Hanuman want? So listening to the Harinama being chanted loudly, Hanuman was even more encouraged to plunder and uproot more trees. The more Hari chanting happened, the more plundering happened, because it was like an encouragement to Hanuman. Hanuman was enjoying that all these Rakshasis unknowingly were chanting his master's Nama. Oyam kasya kuto va ayam kim nimattam ya agataha katham tvaya sahanena samvada krita iti uta. These Rakshasis were running around, looked at Sita. Who is this? Koyam kasya kuto va ayam kim nimittam ya agataha. Who is this? From where did he come? What is he doing? Do you know him? Katham tvaya sahanena samvada krita iti uta. Did you have a conversation with him? Who is he? Do you know anything about him? They started asking Mother Sita. Sita was very calm, collected. She knows now this is the beginning of the end for all these Rakshasas and Rakshasis. And she was very sarcastically responding to these Rakshasis who were earlier threatening her. So she was, Mother Sita here responds to the Rakshasi and says, At abravi tada sadbi Sita sarvanga shobhane Rakshasam bhimarupanam vijnane mama gagati. How would I know you Rakshasis? You should be knowing anyone of this kind of one endowed with this kind of bhimarupa, some who has that mighty kind of form. In a way, one can say that Mother Sita is not admitting the truth here to Rakshasis. In the interest of Hanuman, Sita here did not admit that she knew Hanuman. And all these Rakshasis now are terrified. They do not know what to do. Vaidehya vachanam shutva rakshasyo vidutad drumam stitakaschit gatakaschit ravanaya niveditum. They all started running towards Ravana's palace so that they can inform what's going on. They all rush into Ravana's palace. Ashokavanika madhye rajanmir bhimavamu kavihi sitaya krata samvadaha tishtati amita vikramaha. Amita vikramaha. They all started and conveyed to Ravana that there is a mighty Vanara who has entered Ashokavatika. Ashokavanika madhye rajanmir bhimavamu kapihi. We have never seen this form of Kapi, a massive form, glorious at the same time, so valorous. He is effortlessly destroying everything around. And we also believe Sitaya Krita Sambadaha Tishtati Amita Vikrama. We also believe this Kapi also had a conversation with Sita. Vasavasya bhave duto Vaishravanasya va Preshito va apiravena Sita Anveshana Kankshaya. He could be Vasavasya bhavet. He may be messenger of Indra himself. We do not know. Or maybe Duto Vaishravanasya va. Your brother Kubera's messenger, Duta also he could be. Maybe Preshito va apiravena. Maybe also representing Rama because he had a conversation with Sita. So there could be, he could also be Rama's messenger as well. And he is here and is doing all kinds of mischief. Natatra kaschit uddeshyo yatena tenana vinashitaha yatra sa Janaki Sita satena nani vinashita. No, there is no place that he is left. No, every place in Ashokavatika is destroyed, is completely plundered and ravaged. But the reason why we believe that he has come searching for Sita is because that Shinchupa tree under which Sita Mata is sitting, that alone remains intact. Every other place is converted almost into a cemetery, except for that one place with Mother Sita is resting. That place alone has gone untouched. Therefore, we believe that he could be someone who has come searching for Mother Sita. Janaki Rakshanartam va Shamatvana Utalabhyate. Maybe he's left that place untouched, maybe because he got tired, or maybe because Sita Mata is sitting there and they continue saying, Atavaka Shramattasya sa evatena avirakshita. No. It's not because he is because of fatigue. Somebody like that, the reason cannot be fatigue. It is because knowingly he has left that place untouched in order to protect Mother Sita. Therefore, he is definitely one who has come representing Rama. He is one who has come in search of Sita. And when they conveyed this message to Ravana, they did not expect the kind of reaction coming from Ravana. Completely shocking kind of a reaction. Tasya kruddasya netrabhyam prapatannasna bindavaha deeptabhyamiva jajvala opasamvartite kshanaha. They only know of Ravana's glowing, powerful eyes, always piercing eyes. They've only seen that with that eyes, which always was glowing like a lamp. Now suddenly they see tears rolling from those very eyes. This was least expected by all the Rakshasas and Rakshasi surrounding Ravana. For the first time, Ravana bursts into tears. For the first time, no one in Lanka ever have seen a weak point. Ravana's pride has taken a beating. This most beautiful Ashoka Vatika, which is Ravana's pride. Ravana never expected anyone to enter his territory, cross over the ocean, enter Lanka, reach into the heart of his territory and destroy the very place which was his pride. No, this was striking his ego. This is exactly what Hanuman wanted to do. And this is exactly what Hanuman achieves here. Ravana literally begins to cry. His ego takes a beating because he cannot bear the news that what is close to him, Ashoka Vatika, is destroyed. Atmanas Dashan Shuran Kimkaran Nama Rakshasan Yadidesha Mahatejaha Nigrartam Hanumatu. Nigrartam. Immediately he goes through a variety of mixed emotions. He's gripped with grief. He's angry. He also has this unknown fear suddenly gripping him. If somebody has carried out this task, it cannot be somebody very ordinary. How can someone all of a sudden land up right in the heart of Lanka, crossing all kinds of obstacles and completely destroy the pride of Lanka, Ashoka Vatika? So Ravana is unable to swallow this. And immediately what he does, this also reflects how Ravana immediately conducts himself. He does not immediately send a couple of Rakshasas, couple of soldiers to go and handle this. He sends out 80,000 Rakshasas known as Kinkaras. This also shows the kind of fear that has gripped Ravana all of a sudden. He knows that this is not an ordinary problem that is presented in front of him. He knows what he's facing now is something which is not ordinary at all. No, it is not only anger, it is not only grief, it is also fear that starts to grip Ravana now. So therefore, it is not 1, 2, 10 or 80 or 100 Rakshasas. He sends a battalion of 80,000 Kinkaras straight away. He says, go destroy whoever is that Vanara who has trespassed into our territory and who has the audacity to destroy my Ashoka Vatika, my property. How can he do this? He should be taught a lesson. Then immediately all the Rakshasas rush towards Ashoka Vatika. And there they see something very unexpected. So Hanuman is enjoying his time. So the Vanara side of Hanuman is now taken over. So after having had fun completely plundering, Hanuman is also enjoying his feasting, the fruits from the trees, and he is also having a good time. Hanuman api tejasvi Shriman Arvata Samrabihi Kshitava Avidya Lagunam Nanadacha Mahasvanaha. Hanuman is waiting for them, standing majestically in front of the archway of the Ashoka Vatika. He is standing majestic, huge Hanuman standing right in front. And Hanuman also knows how to induce fear, swishing his mighty tail and hurling it against the floor. He creates a thundering roar, and all of these Rakshasas rushing towards Ashoka Vatika are shattered now. Listening to the thunder of thunderous noise, they know they're up against somebody who is not ordinary, because all these Rakshasas are carrying all kinds of weapons. They're all carrying, every Rakshasa is equipped with one or the other kind of weapons. But here, Hanuman, no weapons, he is there standing, but is able to induce that fear in them. Then Hanuman roars as all these Rakshasas run towards him. He roars and he declares, Jayatyati balo Ramo Lakshmanascha Mahabalaha. Again, this also reflects on what is the core, what is the source of Hanuman's power. his prowess, his unmatched might. Jayat Ramo Lakshmanascha Mahabalaha. Always taking the name of Rama and Lakshmana. Raja Jayati Sugrivo Raghavena Pipalita. Victory to Rama, victory to Lakshmana, victory to Sugriva, whose victory is guaranteed by none other than my master Rama. Jayati Ramo Lakshmanascha Mahabalaha. Raja Jayati Sugrivo Raghavena Pipalita. Dasoham Kosalendrasya. Ramasya Aklishta Karmanaha. Hanuman Shatru Sainyanam Nihanta Maruta Rajaha. Let me introduce myself. He's telling all the Rakshasas. Dasoham Kosalendrasya. I am Rama's Dasa. That alone should be enough for you to know that you cannot conquer me. A foolish Rakshasas, if you think you have the might to conquer me, let me tell you who am I. I am Dasoha Kausalendrasya. That Rama who is Aklishta Karmanaha, who is tireless in action. It is a fragment, a fraction of his power that is manifesting through me. That alone is enough to combat with you and completely destroy. Na Ravanasyasnam me yuddhe pratibhalam bhavet. Shilavistu prataha padapaischa sahasrashaha. Even 1,000 Ravanas, let me tell you, dear Rakshasas, will not match me in strength. Not you. Your master Ravana, even thousands of them cannot match me. I'm going to pound you. You may have all kinds of weapons. To me, stones and these trees are enough. I'm going to pound you all with stones and trees, and in 1,000 ways I'm going to attack you. Saying this, Hanuman prepares himself, and the foolish Rakshasas rush towards him like grasshoppers rushing towards fire. Ardayitva Purim Lanka Vivadya Chamaithilim Samudhartam Gavishyami Mishatam Sarvarakshasam. I am soon going to completely destroy all of you, and I'm going to take back the message back to Rama, and soon Sita Mata is going to be completely protected from all of you. And when all of these Rakshasas attack Hanuman effortlessly by plucking a mighty rod from the archway nearby, Hanuman counters them in a flash. Hanuman effortlessly vanquishes all these Rakshasas, and those few who manage to survive run back to Ravana to convey the news that all the Kinkaras, the Kinkara Sainya is completely destroyed. Ravana cannot believe this. Ravana cannot digest what has happened right in the heart of his territory. And that too, something being carried out single-handedly by a Vanara. Immediately, Ravana summons Jambumali, the son of Prahasta, his minister. And Jambumali, with an army, comes all the way to attack Hanuman. And obviously, Jambumali also faces his death and easily gets destroyed. He and his army gets destroyed by Hanuman. Ravana is now begins to start experiencing the consequences of all his wrongdoings. All of a sudden, grief, fear, and anger, everything begins to grip him. He begins to think, or rather, he struggles to think what to do. In the meantime, Hanuman is enjoying his time, because now he knows that little extra that makes his accomplishment extraordinary is also being taken care of. Reflecting on this glorious deed of Hanuman, let us continue to contemplate on the Mahabali, the great Ramabhakta Hanuman. And we will continue to see how Hanuman completes his mission in the next session. Until then, Jai Shri Ram.